Amatakwape. Ambatu washte. My name is Russell Means. I'm introducing myself for the first time to a lot of you. I was a libertarian. I was a Republican. I was a Democrat. Way back when I didn't know any better. And I was an independent politically. But now, Mia Malakota. Me charge que Republic of Lakota. And my real name, aside from the colonial name, is Oyate Wachimpi. Oyate Wachimpi, which means, translated into English, works for the people. If you want to know anything else about me, I suggest you read my autobiography, Where White Men Fear to Tread. There I lay it out all on the line. Excuse my English. You know, I didn't know when I started my autobiography that I thought you were supposed to tell the truth. So I told the truth about everything I felt all my life and what I went through, you know. I was not a good father. I was a lousy husband. I was an abuser. None of my children, but I abused my wives. It's all in the book. I've done everything that you shouldn't do, except perversion and robbing banks and things like that. But I've done prison time. I've also got my doctorate in philosophy. I went through college, graduated as an accountant and a computer programmer from Arizona State University. That was my last university. I went to 4 universities in a 10-year period. I had to work my way through college. They didn't have student loans in those days. But at any rate, it's all there. Where white men fear to tread. Where white men fear to tread. My English is shot today. The autobiography of Russell Means. But what I really want to talk about is maybe the beauty of America. You know, the land of America is fantastic. The most beautiful state in the Union, I think, because I walked it when I ran for governor of the state back in '02. I thought I was going to run for governor until the Democrats stopped me. That's another story. I walked all over northern New Mexico and drove around, campaigned around southern New Mexico, the whole state. Fantastically beautiful state, the most beautiful state in the Union. But my home is up here on the Pine Ridge Sioux Indian Reservation, in the rolling plains that is scattered with ponderosa pine and the Badlands. Many creeks and a few rivers. Beautiful land. Got hot springs in our sacred Holy Land, which is the Black Hills. Stolen from us, of course, but nevertheless it still remains our Holy Land. No matter what the entrepreneurs and the corporations and the mining companies have done to it, it's still beautiful. Our entire area 5 states: western South Dakota, parts of North Dakota, eastern Montana, eastern Wyoming, and 80% of Nebraska still belongs to us, according to the Constitution of the United States of America, specifically Article 6. I've really been a constitutionalist all my life, rather than all these different political names, because of Article 6, which protects our nation, the Republic of Lakota. You know, in December 17th, to be exact, of 07, a delegation of us went to Washington, D.C. and withdrew from our treaties with the United States because of the continuing blatant violations. Violations that include ongoing theft, oppression, suppression, and repression, and the withholding of our rights. Do you know that on Indian reservations in the state of South Dakota, and there are 9 Sioux Indian reservations, all except for one, Flandreau, were designated on this to this very day on paper as prisoner of war camps. I live on prisoner of war camp 44, euphemistically called, I think I said that right. Oh well, it's English. Euphemistic, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's called the Pine Ridge Sioux Indian Reservation. The poorest county in America. Of the 7 poorest counties in America, 4 of them are Sioux Indian reservations in the state of South Dakota. We represent 10% of the population, but we're 25% of the tax base. Figure that one out, since we don't pay property tax because our property is held in trust by the Bureau of Indian Affairs. We can't get loans on our land because it's in trust. So it's leased out, courtesy of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, at approximately 25% to 1/3 of its value. Because, for instance, the White County next to the reservation, its land is leased out at $170, say. Ours is per acre. Ours is leased out at $40 per acre. Excuse me. In some instances, otherwise it's lower. Like my land is not leased out. That's another story. We have not enjoyed economic development. We on a reservation that is approximately the size of half the state of Connecticut. That's how big we are. We have 4,500 square miles of reservation land boundaries. Wow. We have approximately 40 police, tribal police, because we don't have the funds to police that entire area. We have 1 grocery store in the southwestern part of the reservation. We're half the size of the state of Connecticut. 1 grocery store. Most of our people do not have automobiles, and those that do cannot afford to go the 100 miles to Rapid City, South Dakota, the nearest city, to shop. There are some border towns along the Nebraska line in Nebraska but they're small border towns and very, very racist. And they have a few grocery stores, but still, from where I live, it's 80 miles to that grocery store. Or if we take dirt roads that are muddy or snowed in or whatever. If we take those back dirt roads, it's about 40 miles to the nearest grocery store in one of those border towns. So we don't have a bank, any bank. We don't have any economic development whatsoever. We have schools that provide education, workforce. We receive taxpayers' money for our tribal government to be run, what, if you want to call it a government. And maybe we should call it a government, because it's exactly what America has become, a tribal government. Rife with graft and corruption. Oh, excuse me. In America, the graft and corruption is called lobbying. The English language is such a deceitful language. It blows my mind, you know. Americans say nothing when Congress passes laws that enhance their personal wealth. You know? It blows my mind. And the Supreme Court now has become a lobbying tool for the new lords, dukes, counts, princes, princesses. You know, you have a new royalty. Oh, I'm sorry. They're called corporations. So this is what I do. Is I have concern because I love my country. My country is my grandmother, the earth, and all of her children. All of her children. I know the sacred colors. Among the Lakota, the sacred colors are black, red, yellow, and white. You mix those four colors together, and you get the color brown. Color of our grandmother, the earth, and the other race of people. So we know that colors are very sacred, and so is life. We live by natural law. The few of us left that can do it. Otherwise, we're in the existence mode. You know, like most Americans now, we live from day to day, trying to survive. Because of No Child Left Behind, we cannot get into total immersion education for our children, so we can't learn our languages. Our languages are disappearing. Everything that can be done to us have been done. So, the things I have to say about America, the government is not good, but I love America. And I've proven it, you know. In 1987, I ran for the nomination to run for president of the Libertarian Party, and I lost the nomination to Ron Paul, Libertarian, who ran under the Libertarian ticket. But I campaigned in all 50 states during that time. I want you to know that I've met a lot of beautiful people in this country and in the world. I've also visited every continent except Antarctica. And I don't plan on going there. Now, I want you to know that today is a good day.